Satoshis. The Satoshis are the smallest increment of a Bitcoin. That's what we do. We stack sats. Why? Because digital currency is the future. That's why. That is why. Oh, nice. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah. Oh, Yasha's here. I was just telling everybody how much we love volatility.
Whoop, whoop.
And there is volatility in the markets. It's beautiful. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. I woke up and looked at Bitcoin. I was like, oh yeah. After I heard my shoulder popping and good Lord. Yeah, let's take a peek here real quick.
Hey man, shoulder popping. See your DM about that.
Yeah. I just haven't answered you yet. I got so much shit going on. I gotta get some health insurance.
Good luck. Bro, I'm telling you, this thing can help.
Yeah. After these streams, I'll get in the DM. I got like 8,000
messages.
I've literally got 8,000 DMs right now. I don't know if it's happening. I don't have to tell you. I'm sure you do too. Oh God. So yeah, volatility, especially cryptocurrency volatility. And MJ posted that earlier about leverage. I saw that. I'm acquainted with that person through the Catalina whale mixer. Never particularly liked the individual, really. Kind of a grifter, but what are you going to do, man? Leverage. It's poison, man. Leverage is poison. What do you think just happened? The people they didn't get, they just got. Why do do you understand how this is working here? Right? You get a dump out on Bitcoin. Let's go to the 4 hour, right? You get this pullback by Bitcoin to the 99 log MA on the 4 hour, right? What do you think these people up here that didn't take profit? Maybe they weren't using a lot of leverage. Guys, do you understand what happened here? Do you know when this pumped again to the top of the power? Exactly to the top of the power mean band. Look at the wicks. 3 wicks to the top of the power mean band. What do you think people that already didn't take their profit and they were like, oh, I told you it was a fake out. Hey guys, it was a fake out. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that 10x leverage. I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to bump it up to like 30 or 40x now. You think they got them this time? Yeah, they did. Big time. People are just ridiculous, man. Get manipulated by these markets. And considering what I saw in this tweet, that's probably exactly what happened, right? You don't get knocked out here. You definitely got knocked out there, right? In my opinion. Look at this flow, man. Look what's going on with this indicator right now. Show me traditional TA. Show me your exponential moving averages, your simple moving averages, whatever you use out there, right? Is it giving you any real information? Probably not, right? Mostly are lagging indicators, not the log MAs, right? Not the power mean band, not the reverse Fisher, reverse wave trend. Interesting. We got wave trend crossing down Fisher right there. As soon as it happened, big candle. Big candle down. To where? What's catching price action right now? The 99 log MA. Can it go deeper? Sure it can. Let's pop up here on the daily. Let's see what's cooking. Look at these daily candles. What do you think happened there to people? Wrecked. You see it all the time. You don't have to go far. Look right here. Right? All the time. There is volatility in Bitcoin. I've been talking about the reverse wave trend on the daily. It's down right now, 27,173 area. Do I think this wave trend is going to get checked up on? Probably here at some point. Would not doubt it at all. These areas get tested. The 4 hour was the first. When I'm looking for these tests, right, on more of a just higher time frames, I'm not calling these macro by any means because they're not. right? They're not macro time frames. They're not low time frames either. We'll throw them right in the middle. We'll throw them right in the middle. Two time frames I highly suggest not taking trades in, right? I mean, you're not going to get good entries using these time frames. This is why we have a workflow. This is why I have a workflow. I can't speak for anybody because it's not the easiest thing to do when you're trading the VEPS. Hard enough to get to learn these indicators, but then putting them in a workflow, it can be a little intimidating sometimes, put it that way. You just got to push through. You got to push through and continue your work, and it will click one day for you, and you will see it. You will see it indeed. I didn't talk much about this yesterday, right? When we pumped back up to the top of this power mean band, but I was looking at some stuff, This is kind of a no-brainer what happened right here. Not gonna lie. Let me let's pull the rest of the chart back up. Let's see, 4 hour. So we dump out to the 99 log MA, right? And we pumped back to the top side of the power mean band. Did it set up any hidden divergence? No, you got a higher high here. All right, you got a higher high. You got a higher high on the returns oscillator. So was this move, could you see this coming on the 4 hour? Not really. This is why you need a workflow. Let's go back here. Let's see what was happening with the volatility. Look at the volatility right here. Fell off let's see, it went from 100 to 46, about 48. I've talked about this before. When I see volatility drop-offs 50% or more, you have got to be prepared for a move. It is coming. And it's when volatility drops off real quick. You can almost assure yourself that next candle, you're going to have some expansion. It was negatively correlated, right? Here's the walk down. If you're just looking on a 4 hour, right? When it fell off a cliff, it was positively correlated, right? So there it is. Boom, boom. You get these two candles down, then the expansion and volatility, correlation broke negative, and the dump. Had an outlier on variance, right? Had an outlier on variance. Powerful. Let me see here right now. And if you see, we got a lower low here on the returns oscillator. Same thing with the data set. So there is no bull div of any sort populating here. Let's go down to a 90 minute. Let's see it. Let's see it. Show us. Well, there's some bear div right here, right? Here's the high of the data set, all lower lows. And you were literally underneath the zero mean. When you realize what the zero mean's all about, it'll start to give you better signals. Okay, it'll start to give you better signals. Look at the easier read now on the volatility on the 90 minute. Did it fall off a cliff on the 90? Yeah, to zero. Went from about 55 to zero. 55 to zero. Look when it contracted, negatively correlated. You get these two walk-ups here, right? You get these two walk-ups. But then what happened? Volatility expanded while it was still negatively correlated. All of them. Look. You've got the 525 length volatility peaked out at 100 percentile. You got the 981 and the 2400 peaked out at 100 percentile. What else is up there? Volatility grade. This red and white line right here. That is implied volatility and historical volatility combined. When you have volatility grade go to 100% with all three lengths here, I mean, this is a lower time frame. Guys, this is literally screaming at you, take your profit. Have you lost a little bit of it so far? Yeah. Could you have gotten it all? Yes, you definitely could. You're waiting for this. You're waiting. This is how you use this indicator. This is a little secret I'll put out there. You can trade this indicator. Almost every indicator we have could be a standalone indicator if you use it correctly, if you know what you're looking at. Volatility is definitely one of them. When you get all the ins and outs of this thing, very powerful indeed. And so we had the bear div right there. All right, we had the bear div. Now, is it setting up any bull div? No, not on the 90 minute. Sure isn't. Not at all. I mean, if you go all the way back here, I'm not going to go. And here's what you do. I'm going to let you in on another secret. I've talked about this before on how to use. And if you're using an RSI, right, you can do this as well. We don't approve of the RSI because it's a lagging indicator. It's built on price. Makes 0 sense. price doesn't follow price. Price follows returns. We talk about this all the time. You can be in denial and you can continue to use the RSI. Knock yourself out. It's a strange world we live in. People like to beat themselves up a bit. That's what I'm going to say about that. But is what you do. You take your measuring tool. Not too many people know this. They're always like, because YouTube Jimmy's like, oh, you just keep that RSI on a 14 length, right? You can go a little lower, but 14, that's where you want it, right? It goes really well with the yellow 21. What's the yellow 21? That's that 21 EMA, that powerful indicator. Dude, all this stuff's lagging. Am I making fun of it on purpose? 100% I am. Sorry if you love those indicators, but guys, sometimes, we have to put away childish things. We become men and women, right? That's where we're at here. For crying out loud, take some of us longer than others, but once you get on these VEPS, you will become an adult. There's no more coloring books, right? We're not drawing lines. We're not charting out patterns. You're literally these data sets are running around random. All these markets are random. People can argue it to the point. We got an entropy indicator, right? Argue all you want. I got proof. What do you got to show that's in when the data set's in trend? Show me. What are you going to tell me? Oh, I know it's in trend because it passed this MA. That's not how you see trend in markets. I got a news flash for you. Entropy, randomness, trend. This is what you want to see, right? And everybody should have entropy in their life. I'm telling you what, man, once you adopt the VEPS, your whole life changes. Am I lying right now? People that have been studying this stuff for a while, the way you perceive this entire world changes. It's almost like you've been using, your life has been lagging. I'm not kidding. This is powerful stuff. You start using the VEPS. Yes.
Yeah, so I was noticing yesterday afternoon, specifically I focus on SPY.
Yep.
But I noticed going through the workflow, I noticed 3 time frames that just going toward what you're speaking to right now.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 minute, I do the 5, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour, whatever.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. But what I noticed yesterday afternoon was what you're speaking to in terms of this decreased volatility and the other indicators maxing out at upwards toward, above 90%.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looked like all 3 or 4 of them were doing the exact same thing, like flattening out completely toward the end of yesterday. And I'm just wondering whether I was reading it right. So whenever you get to SPY, you could look at that to see if I'm reading it right.
Yep. Get exactly what time frames you were looking at for sure, because they're probably mine. I'm like off the beaten path sometimes.
Well, you do the 15, so I focus on the 15 as a general, and then I move in and out. The 5 showed it, the 15, I think the 30, and the 1 hour.
Okay.
Just kind of showed the same thing on that APP.
Yeah, when we get over there,
I just want to know whether I'm reading that, what you're talking about right now, reading that correctly.
Okay. Yeah. Remind me when we get to SPY.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Yep, 100%. So 90 minute, right? We saw the bear div setting up right there. Here was the first point, but you look where the data set was. You're pretty much, here's reverse Fisher up here. Here's a reverse wave trend. The data set was just ping ponging around in here a little bit, right? Got back into the power mean band. That 4 hour candle right there tested wave trend, right? That 4 hour candle. So we get this slow sell off right here, down outside the power mean band. From the bottom side up, you test the wave trend. Makes another run to the Fisher. Pulls back. It's outside the power mean band. Pulls back, bounces off the wave trend again. When I see stuff like this, and I'm looking down here at the returns oscillator and seeing that the returns is under the zero mean, right? In rejecting, Signal City, man. Signal City right here. And that's on a 90 minute. Let's see if the volatility, what it did on the 45. Yeah, this was a nice slow contraction. But we already see on the 90 and the 4 hour, right? Volatility fell off a cliff. So the farther you drop down through these time frames, this is how you're going to get a good entry on this move. right? This is how you're going to get a good entry on this move. Let me see. You're going to have to go through all the lengths too, right? That's why I have 3 lengths. Everybody remembers my charts from, I mean, it's probably been almost a year, but I used to really run the whole right side of my chart would be the data set, the Laplace or the normal distribution bands. And then I had all 3 lengths of volatility just right on top of each other. It's a good way to learn it, especially here's a great here's a great example of how you can learn how to read that indicator. Put up 3 lengths, right? So you're looking at the 525, 981, 2400, then throw it on a minute or a 30-second and replay some moves. Watch the volatility. You will start to see what I'm talking about when you get these moves, right? You will see it. It's just everybody's different. It's going to take everybody a little bit different amount of time to be able to read those volatility indicators, but that's a good way to practice for sure with any of these indicators, with any of them. Variance can be a little tricky, right? Another reason to use a workflow, because when I'm starting an outlier down, on the 45 minute, right? On the 45 minute, look, this 45 minute candle's got how many 15-minute candles in it? Okay, 3. How many 5-minute candles? There's going to be other outliers. You are going to get the entry. So when we get this 145-minute candle that dumped out, guarantee it all started with like a 3-minute, 6-minute outlier. And you jump in, all right? And then you're actually working it the other way. You're like, okay, that 3-minute outlier coming to an end. Is this move going to continue? You just bump it up. Oh, wait, 6 minutes still having it. Okay, it's slowing down a little bit. What about the 9 to 15? You start going up. It's all you got to do. It's all you got to do. And you will see those lower time frame. You might get, so when that move's continuing, say you get an outlier to the downside, and it starts out your negatively correlated outlier. All right, it's telling you price action's moving down. Then turns down, stays positively correlated. I'm pretending like this is a 3-minute. So it could continue to walk down on the 3-minute, but you're still having the outlier to the downside on a higher time frame. So you will see how the lower time frames is continuing that move. And right there, that's why this thing kept going down. All right, all the way to the bottom here. So yeah, it gets complicated, but people will get it if you keep on this stuff. You will see it. The best way, like I just said, replay moves. You can go back, see where this move started from the top here, down on a low time frame, and just replay it, and just watch how all the indicators work together. You can even turn everything off and just watch the volatility indicator. Just watch the variance. Just watch the returns oscillator. What's that, Yasha?
Just saying, turn off the price candles.
Mm-hmm. We used to do this all the time, where you can go up here. It's good practice. What are you doing? There we go. You can go up here. Boop. Just hit the little eye. That'll turn off price action. That will turn off price action. All you're going to see is the indicators. Then I used to because people, at first people are like, I don't know what you're looking at. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, here, I'll turn off the price action. I will tell you what the data set's doing by looking at the VEPS, right? And I would put up verticals, right? Okay, this moves the top side, downside, showing divergence plays, entropy trends, volatility, expansion, contraction, breaks in correlation. And that usually gets people going, oh, okay. Yeah, go do that with your TA indicators. Good luck. Good luck. That's all I got to say about that. You're not going to do it at all, especially like something with the variance indicator, 100% hit rate. I don't even have to look, right? I don't even have to look. I know when you're having an outlier, it's negatively correlated, which way the data set's going, right? And this indicator, right? This is not a directional indicator, right? Volatility expands and contracts. Variance is a spread of data from the mean. It'll spread in either direction, but the variance indicator is only going to rise from a 0, right? And it's going to contract. That's all it's going to do. It's not directional. How do we make it directional? Correlation. The same way you correlate assets, but we're correlating indicators to the data set, right? Indicators that are based on returns. And that is going to give you good reads. Let's turn this back on here. Okay, so what's setting up right now? I mean, on the 45-minute, hidden bear. And this is what happens when you get a big pump, a big dump, right? So say, the bears are running the show. The bulls now, they got to fight against this hidden bear, right? Got to fight against this hidden bear. But immediately, what am I seeing? How far outside are we from the power mean band? A ways. Go pair in the 4-hour. We're sitting right at the 99 over here in the 4-hour. Come on, pull up. But again, it is outside the power mean band. Come on, populate, my love. This power mean band's starting to flip bearish. One of the reasons why you get to the top side here, you're like, well, wait a minute here. Is what you wanted to see was this data set get outside the power mean band to the top side, maybe bounce around a little bit. Give time for everything to normalize and flip back up bullish. It's not happening. Thing dumped out all the way back to the 99, shot across the bow. What am I looking at? Right up at the daily. This dog. Oh, God. Girl, are you insane? Get up here. Come on, maniac. Come on, go lay down. So, I'm looking at that number right there, right around 27. So what do we do? Let's go over here. Let me turn off the 30 length. Actually, I'm going to turn them all off. I'm going to turn off the 11 length. I just want the distribution levels. I want the 33 power mean, or I think I got it set on 30. On these higher time frames too, or I mean, we're on a daily. The 30, 33, they're so close together. But I did flip it back to 30 just so during these streams, me and Yasha could be on point, because sometimes it is a little different. We'll have intersections at different times. So we're looking at this 33 power mean. It's down by the third standard deviation on today's daily candle. All right, down to about 28.6 area. What is it exactly? 28.7. 28.745 is what I want to see. So if we're looking at 27K, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the weekly. Let's go to the weekly, which you can use a 7-day or a weekly on a continuous market, because that is a true weekly time frame. In my opinion, if you're looking at traditional markets, guys only trade 5 days a week. Why are we looking at a 7-day as a weekly? I look at a 5-day. If I'm looking at a monthly, I look at a 21-day. So let's see here on the weekly, what's down around 95 for Laplace. There you go. There you go right there. So 95 for Laplace is at 27,141 on this weekly candle. Let's see. Let me blow this up. 27,173 is where the daily wave trend is right now. Reverse wave trend. Is that strengthening my case for a move down here? Let me take one peek at the volatility real quick on the daily. And remember, correlation can break. Scroll this baby up, because I'm interested in this 981. It is contracting now. It expanded, right? It expanded. Now it's contracting. Boy, it is. I'll tell you what. Let me make sure that's the 981, because these are tricky right now. Let's see here. Let me go back up here. Where are you? Show ABR3. Let me just turn off 2400 real quick. Yeah, I was right. So you got the 981 contracting. It's negatively correlated. Now, 2400. 2400 is expanding, just like the 525, right? 525 is negatively correlated. 981 is negatively correlated, but it's contracting. That's saying walk up. 2400, negatively correlated expansion. So you got the low length and the high length expanding, negatively correlated. We're seeing the results of that right now. All right, we are seeing the results. Down she goes. Okay, let me see here. Let's go up through these time frames. Let's see what we're tapping up on here. Yep, finally 2-day, right? And here was the other 2-day candle, right? Remember, busted down, checked up on the 9, pulled right back up. Lower time frames, it was like candle backfills. Look at this. Look at that. That wick just got, wow, refilled. Hello. Pull up. Can you fill it to the top, boss? Yep, we got it. Wow. So where's 27? Up here. Yeah, right here at this power mean. See the 3-day. $28, huh? What about the 9? What about, oh, that is the 9 log MA. Up there about 28 too. What about the 33? 25. Let's go to the 5-day. Beautiful 5-day. And this is another thing. We talked about it, guys. I mean, we're in no man's land up here. No man's land. 25.7. 25.7, huh? Weekly, we got the wave trend at down here, 25. I mean, not gonna lie. So if we're talking 25, now let's go back to the daily. Because I was looking at this. We got the 99 log MA down here at about 24,286. As this week progresses too, I'm going to continue to check this. But right, we're just using a workflow here. Right. I'm not sitting here telling people, look, this is exactly what BTC is going to do, because we don't trade high time frames. We use a workflow to get a bias to trade low time frame volatility. This is where, have we been good lately though? Nailing these moves using this workflow? I don't know. Proof's in the pudding, right? Haven't missed too many targets lately. Maybe I haven't noticed. What time is it? 9:26. Let's give me 1 second here. This market's getting ready to open. Let's pop over here. Let's go to SPY. Let me see this thing on the daily. Yeah, bear div. So on the daily, got bear div. All right, a lot. Been building. We showed this yesterday. Returns oscillator is laying on top of the zero mean. All the fishers are still up. Let's see what happens when this market opens. I can probably guarantee you maybe a couple of these lower length ones are going to drop. I would imagine seeing them flip bearish. Let me see here. And we got the low length volatility expanding positive. Yeah, we've seen this, right? The volatility is low. What's this look like on the 5-day? Yeah, volatility is really low. Okay, back to the daily. Let me get all these reads. Is that still contracting down there too? Kind of flat. But you got the 981 at 0. Right? You've got the 2400 at about a 20, or no, at a 825. Not bad. 820. Yep, 825. 0 for the 981, and then a 28 for the 525. Yeah, I'm not going to look at the correlations. I mean, it's pretty low here. So the 525 is going to give me as much information as I need right now, and the correlation's getting ready to break. Right, coming straight from the horse's mouth. I see this correlation getting ready to break. Is the volatility going to contract or expand more? Look at the Z-score. Had an outlier right to the 90% confidence interval. All this bear div. Let's see here. Where's the wave trend here? About 402. 402. There's some bear div right here too. So on the daily and the 4-hour. Locally, a couple stabs here, right? But as far as coming out, right, from down here when SPY was like 380, I mean, these are all higher lows, or lower highs, sorry. All lower highs from all the way back here on this pump candle. All right, all higher highs here, all lower highs here. I mean, there is some long-term bear div, right? People will be like, well, how do you know? And I didn't even show that earlier. My God, I was going. So if you see a long-term time series like this, setting up all this, all you got to do is take a measuring tool, go from the first candle and go all the way back to the high. Right? So how many, let's see, what is that? 47 bars. Now you have to add one because it doesn't count for the first candle. So 48 bars. So this is what you would do with the return oscillator. Go in there and change it to a 48 length. People are like, what is this? What is this sorcery? What you should be doing if you want a correct read. Oh boy. Holy crap. Okie dokie. Is there still bear div? Look at the returns oscillator now. Is it just laying? No, this thing's below. This thing is definitely below the zero mean. Is there a bunch of bear div? That is a super high length for any type of oscillator. but it's going to give you a true look at what's happening. The div is still there. Wow. Let me change this back. That's how you get a good read, right? You'll hear YouTube Jimmy out there telling you, no, you can't do that. If it's anywhere, remember our favorite little cave dweller? He would always say, oh no, going back further than a 14 length, yeah, that's just not good information. And guy's a joke. Wrong again. Of course he is. Trades traditional TA, unfortunately. Tried to get him to fucking switch. Whoops. Trying to clean up this sailor mouth. Help me. I need a little snap, a little rubber band, right? For those little bad habits. A little self-torture. Every time you cuss, you just snap. Let's see here. That's pretty rough though. I do see all this, right? The markets are the selling or the buying over exhausted, man. Exhausted. Let's see. But that is the way to really see. So, right? I flipped it back to a 7 length. You see all this bear div, right? And if you don't want to use that, just say, look, lower highs, higher highs. That's bear div. Okay. I stretched that out all the way back, right? 48 candles to see if the div was still there. Yes, 100% it was. Let me see something. And then you go to a daily. God, does it get any better? And this is perfect, man. This is perfect. Look at the bear div. It's there. Look at the fissures, right? Market just opened. All the fissures went bearish. Let's see. Now, we've been doing this a few times. And I'm not afraid to sit here and go through how I evaluate using this VRE, right? When we get this open on the market. Where's the daily range? Is it tight? Man, I don't know. 3 cents? Is that pretty tight? Thing's 414.25. The daily range is 3 cents. Well, what's that tell you? Trend. Trend indeed. But look at the dollar. All right, the dollar found some strength. I was going to go through this, but look, dollar just humdinging. Found support. I'm sitting here pointing. I don't know why. Like I had a camera back here. But anyway, the dollar goes down to the bottom of the weekly range. Bottom of the weekly range. Center of the weekly range. One more tap on the bottom. Woohoo! Let's go. It finally got up to the daily range, right? Went up, checked the daily range. Couldn't hit the dollar here. Dollar sold off big time. I'm probably up here looking at 414s or something, right? But I haven't even looked at the other charts yet. I'm just getting an idea. Where is this tight daily range at? Here's another issue too. You're below the 68.3 Laplace. So what's going to happen when the data set gets up to here, to the bottom side of this distribution level? Is it going to reject? Is it going to find some footing? Let me do something here real quick. I did not have my account open. One quick second. There we go.
The 413s are 179.
The 413s are? I'm wondering what. I might even be looking, depending on what the other, we got to take a peek at, see, am I on SPY? I am. Wow, what the hell? How did I get that high up on that?
Okay, range is crazy.
Where in the world? Okay, SPY. Am I tripping right now? Why is this not loading up? Is your Tastyworks platform up and running?
Yeah, it's fine.
I am getting nothing. No ass, no bids, no tickers, no nothing. They're like, we got to shut this dude down. I am right there. What is happening here? Why is this not? Let me see here. Yeah, the whole platform is dead for me.
Weird.
Very strange. I do not understand. What the heck? That sucks. Let me shut this thing down and try it again.
Once I said shut it down,
Because I clean my computer every day. I wake up, run clean my Mac, and clear the cache, and let's see one more time here. Maybe just needed a little reboot. Initializing brokerage session. You do that. Just says waiting for data. Well, I'll just let that humding. I'm not going to get any prices, but yeah, it is what it is.
I got prices. Not that matters.
I can't even put an order in. I don't know what's happening.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing anything. I don't know if what's happening. It's all good. Maybe they were just like, we got to boot this dude. Who knows? I've had stranger shit happen for sure. Considering the dollar shown this weakness without even looking at the charts, I might have bumped it up. I might even went up to like a 415 or something. I don't know. I haven't even looked at the charts yet, though. Let's check them out here. Low. The 4 hour. Because I'm seeing all this bear div, right? But that daily range is going to get tested here at some point. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, the range is only up a point, though.
You know what? Now, unlike yesterday, where that daily range, right, closed above it and ran to the top side first. Today, right, the data set gap down through that. All right, it literally the daily that tight daily range was right where the close was. So, in all reality, I mean, this daily range has been tested. So now I'm kind of would probably be looking at this dollar. Let me see here. Let's go down through this.
The center of the day.
Let me see here real quick. Yeah. There's some bear div. What is that, 90? Yeah, all these fishers are going to be down. Let me see. And there was yesterday's gap up, right? Gap up, pulled back, boom. Did set up, I mean, you can see, look at the rejection off the zero mean, right? And this high right here, that was for this data set. Boom. So definitely a higher high, lower high here. All the fishers are down. There's an outlier. There's the outlier on the 33 minute. And again, right? Bear div. It was flashing. Look at the volatility right on the open. Whoop! The low length right to about what, a 96? Grade's almost there. So if I'm in, if I got in a position late afternoon, and it was I'm down here, right? Say I bought, I don't know, right before close, I bought like a 412 put. What are the 412 puts right now?
75 cents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking profit because you know what, you could have got that right before close yesterday for today, probably pretty damn cheap.
42.
42? Yeah.
They went as high as 95. Yeah, you would have doubled your money.
Yeah, immediately. And look at grade now. Grade is peaking out up here. I mean, granted, they're at about a 96. Good enough for me, especially early, where I'm looking at these charts going, oh, well, what's happening? I would definitely take that profit. I would already be in it. No reason not to. That's what people don't realize. Why are we doing this? That's where people get lost. They get lost. Why are you trading? To make money. Okay, the market is providing you with some profit. Why aren't we taking it? That's why we hammer on people. Just take your profit. If this thing continues down, for God's sakes, you can get into another position. So people don't realize. But what if it doesn't? What if this thing flies up to the daily? You're going to lose all that profit. I mean, quick. We know how quick these zero DTEs, man. Woo! The premium gets injected and sucked out so quick and so hard. When it gives you profit to take, you got to take it. You got to take it. Indeed. Now, let me, let's see here. So, HUD SPY, what were you talking about now? With SPY?
I was just looking at yesterday afternoon, kind of correlating what you're talking about earlier in terms of the volatility decreasing on like 4 different time frames. It just looked like that to me. Everything like leveling out, flattening out toward the end of yesterday.
Yeah, like here's a
Toward
33.
some kind of move.
Yeah, the 33 definitely. Well, it started to expand a little bit in the afternoon, but let me see here. Yeah, I mean, all the volatility, just contracting, all lengths too. Let me see, about 9 minutes. See, right at the end of the day, yeah, contraction. There we go. Yeah, you get down on the real low time frames. There you go. I know I heard you say, I mentioned 5 minute. Look at the 6 minute. Look at the 6 minute. Let's see here. And literally right before the close yesterday, right, on these low time frames, that returns oscillator dipped down below the zero mean on hidden bear. All right, you got a lower high right here, higher high. So right before the close, it came back down. You can see the data set throwing wicks into that reverse wave trend. Throwing wicks right into the reverse wave trend. Even on this low time frame, man. Oof. Boy, it looks like this, babe. Look how tight everything is. You got the 9, the 33, reverse wave trend, the band's flipping. Way outside the power mean band. Another thing, we're on low time frames, right? So I'm looking at this immediately, and I'm like, okay, what's up here at the Fisher? 413, 413.8. I mean, it's right below the daily range. It's probably more like, yeah, it's in between daily range and the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution on the daily. Now you got the dollar, right? The dollar wants to bounce off of the center of the daily range. That's a tricky area. I'd definitely be down scalping like really, really low time frames to get some juice. Telling you, man. All this bear div, it's building on the 4 hour and the daily. The daily's really sweet. All right. Daily is really sweet. Jesus, you can throw a trend line on this. It's so perfect. And that's the only time you'll ever see me draw that now. When I talk about drawing on the chart, I'm talking about you're drawing on data sets. Guys, foolish. There's no reason to be doing that, right? Drawing trend lines on a data set, charting out patterns on a data set. I know people think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you knew the percentage that these things don't fulfill, you'd be shocked. You would stop trading patterns. That's for damn sure. But now, if you're trying to like look at an oscillator, I'm not against drawing a trend line. I mean, look at this. This is perfect too. And this thing, it's right around the zero mean. What do I think's happening here at some point here? We're going to get a big move. Volatility is already low. Returns oscillator is literally down to where this thing is just hanging around the zero mean now. Both sides, you can draw a trend line. And that's what I've done it before. You'd be surprised the hit rate. Pretty incredible, man. Pretty incredible on the returns oscillator. Because now we're dealing with returns. Now we're dealing with returns, not a data set. Data set's just following. You want to go to the meat. You want to go to the heart. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's the daily. Yeah, this thing at some point here, man. We're going to get this pullback for sure. The dollar, though. The dollar's trying to find a footing, but we all know it's weak. It's real weak. And it still hasn't hit these lows where I'm pretty sure it's going to go, but we definitely could get, a little more upside on the dollar while these markets freaking correct and get back with the returns. You see the minis. Minis are definitely, well, you got SPY. SPY is definitely inside the weekly range right here, sending wicks into the top side. NASDAQ is below the center. Right, SPY's on top of the center. Yeah, and this thing is, I'm now, granted, we gap down, right? Gap down a couple points. Nothing happening right now. Nothing happening. So what's going on in these markets? Boy, they're trying to get people into positions right now. And that's what you'll see sometimes, right? Everybody's been trading these markets for a while. They'll send this thing sideways. They'll put everybody to sleep. That's why you have got to have volatility indicators. You got to see what's going on. Pull in here on the 15 minute. So you get that big boost.
Generally, that was a good read that in terms of how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Volatility was definitely contracting. I mean, not as much, not really falling off a cliff though, per se. We had a nice steady drop in volatility. Let me go up through here though. There was the drop off, but that was about 1. That was about 1 in the afternoon. 1 in the afternoon. So kind of got a little expansion here, but look where the higher length ones expanded at the gap down in the morning. And you can see on this first 33-minute candle, it gapped right down to the 99.7 Laplace. So it's a no-brainer on this first 33-minute candle. It's just sitting there. It's all about the math. It's all about the probabilities. Just hanging out. Let's see. What's at the top side of this power mean band? 414. And I'm still kind of sticking to that, man. I mean, we do. Even on the 33-minute, right? We've got higher highs here on the data set, lower highs. Returns oscillator is down, and it was positively correlated. I mean, we're seeing it. Pre-market, the thing dropped a couple points. I don't even have to look at the correlation, right, on these other lengths. I know they're negative. I can just tell. You get a move like that, boop. Of course it is. But like right now, setting up hidden bull. That's the thing. You need to understand. We're setting up bear div on the top side, but that is going to be setting up hidden bull if you don't get a big dump. If you don't get a big dump and get a lower low, like you're seeing on the returns oscillator, it's just setting up. So you'll have a longer time series setting up bear, hidden bull on the bottom. That's where the workflow really comes into place because something's got to give, right? One of the sides is going to give it up. You just know it's coming. When? Favorite little crypto term. Everybody wants to know when. If you didn't know, like a year in cryptocurrency is like 10 years in traditional markets. Things just move fast. And if you think that's fast, dive into Web3. It's like one day is like a year. Things just Scooby-Dooing along. So yeah, right now, man. I've also got this weekly range down here on SPY. Right? You do. And this is perfect. Both. You got SPY on the top, barely on the top of its weekly. The dollar, barely on top of its weekly. We going to get a pump in the dollar? The SPY going to drop into the weekly? Or are we going to get the dollar data set down into the weekly and give SPY a chance to come back up to this daily range? So, that being said, I'm going to go all the way down here. Yeah, nothing. And this is going to be super local now. Let me see. Yeah, there's no sort of bull div anywhere populating on this move. And the data set's pretty flat anyway. Yeah, nothing. If anything, right, what's it setting up? Hidden bear. Yep, right now, as it's crossing the zero mean, it's setting up hidden. I'm talking about from the close yesterday, right? Trending to the downside. Okay. So let's look down here. Where's the center? And let me see. Has a center? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hell, yesterday. Bounced right off the center. Or that was Monday, correct? Yeah. Monday. And that was the good trade yesterday, right? We gapped up, didn't test the daily range. What was I talking about? The top of this range getting tested. It did within an hour, within the first hour. And was there a trade to the top side? Yeah. I mean, you could have. You're taking your profit, though. You're taking your profit right here at this 4 hour. What is that? 68.3 bottom side? I believe so. Yeah, I would have been taking it there. So if you bought like, I don't know, 413 put or something, made some good money there, you could have probably bought a 414 call and made a little there. I mean, you're not going to sit through this. I wouldn't be. Look what happens. Right? Quick profits yesterday. The end of the day here, pretty flat. Unless you're down there trading on the 1 minute. Yasha will tell you plenty of trades will be happening down there on the 1 minute. Indeed. Let me see here. Yeah, I am. I would be watching the dollar right now. I would be watching the dollar. In this tight daily range, remember, trend. That's what it's telling you. The data set's going to trend. And when you get a tight daily range like that, they are magnets. They are magnets for price action. Wouldn't be a bit surprised by the end of the day, if it doesn't do it here in the early morning session, that we go back up here, that data set retests this area. And you've still got, you got the dailies above the weekly, above the monthly. I mean, everything's still bullish. It really is. But we're outside the power mean band on a lot of time frames. Bitcoin, SPY, those areas are going to get tested. We know this. It's just when. Just when. And this is a game, right? The bulls are always testing the bears, and the bears are always testing the bulls. The gangs. Then if it gets a little too intense, the battle's a little too intense, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's when you get these massive pumps and dumps, man. And that's when you get divergence created. Let's see here. Let's go up. Yeah, nothing yet on the daily. All right, nothing yet on the daily. It's all to the downside. All to the downside. So what you want to see, right? So when this bear is setting up, you're looking for like hidden. Well, it did right here. Boom, boom. You get the pop back up. But it just sets up another stab of bear div. Now it's dropping below the zero mean, but it's negatively correlated. All the fissures are down now. Not in lockstep by any means. And that's what I like to see. That's when you get the really, look when they're all in lockstep right here and they turn down. You get a nice flush on SPY from like 406 down to about 382. And this is the daily time frame. Let's see here. And I always look for that. Always look for that. The volatility is low. SPY's got a big move coming. This isn't anything. All right, this isn't anything. Volatility is pretty low. What did this look like at the beginning of the week? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Got a move coming. Jeez, look at the variance. This baby's ready. Let me see. Had an outlier here. Had a little outlier to the top side here at the end. Little top side outlier here. But this thing is gearing up. This thing's gearing up for a move. 5 day, 443. Man, that's a number. That Fisher's up there at like 443. See some bears get wrecked there. We get back up there, though. We're getting close to, hell, what was the high on SPY? Turn this baby up. Yeah, 480. 480. And if you look on these macro time frames, like the 5 day, this power, look how the data set rode the power mean bands up. Right? You get the dump. You're way outside the bottom side of the power mean bands. It immediately, within, however many days, weeks, couple months, right back to the reverse wave trend. Then it got up on the top side. Here's where the wave trend crossed back up the Fisher and woo, right to the top, right to the top. Power mean band flipped totally bearish. We're coming back in. We were below, coming back in, testing that wave trend, testing that wave trend. We're to the top side now. So the tests are coming from the top side. Could bounce from here. Why this band totally flips bullish. And we're talking, it's right back. It's right down there around 402. That number is really prevalent here. 402. 402. 1 second here. Let's go to SPY. Must go to SPY. Let's get some distribution levels here. And that is a weekly. I want 5 day. Thank you very much. Let's say 402. Look, first standard deviation. 403.7, 95.4 Laplace, 298. Yeah, it's right in here somewhere. Right by the first standard deviation on the 5 day. Daily, probably not going to be down here. Yeah, I'm surprised. Probably 3SD. Yeah. Right on top. 402.74. Third standard deviation on the daily. Look where the 30 power mean is at. Right at the 99.7 Laplace today. All right. Just a tick under 400. Was it 399.22? They're right on top of each other. Literally. right on top of each other. Let me turn on the 11 length. That is 11, correct? Yes. I mean, we're at the 2 SD band right now, too, on the daily. Look at the 3 SD band. So I think this is happening today. Nah, not unless you get a quick wick. It would have to be just a massive quick sell off. Boom, a wick down there, because the probability you're going to pull back up inside these deviation bands on the RMLR is high, and it's right there. So if we see a flush today, yeah, I don't think it goes lower than 407.5. But in all these markets, right, the bulls are still in control. You're going to hear YouTube Jimmy probably tell you otherwise. But yeah, we're not wrong too often here by looking at the VEPS. We really aren't. You're underneath the first support level too. I mean, that's where this wick went right to. These support levels will flip to resistance levels, and they become strong. So that's the first hurdle. If this thing wants to come back up and check, you're gonna reacquire this support level first. That has flipped resistance, and then you've got the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace, right? So this is going to be a combined effort here to get through both these areas. If this does want to come back up, doesn't have to. Pre-market gapped right down through it. You can see it. I mean, it literally closed right at the center. So it's good. It is good. Unlike yesterday. And that's why immediately I was just like, this is what I would be doing, right? Down here, 412s, right? That's what I'd be looking at, 413, 412. Did it play out? Yeah. Well, because the data set closed above the top side of the daily. You didn't gap up through it. You ran away from it, if anything. That's a sure sign right there that this is exactly what's going to happen. You're going to come back, test the area. And it bounced off there. Didn't really get a lot of volatility. You could see, and HudSpot even brought it up. I mean, the volatility was contracting on a lot of time frames. But the bull that they did, it was a concerted effort to get this thing to close above this new daily range. You'll see this all the time. People that think this is baloney, well, maybe you should watch us more often, because this happens every day, not just some days. You will see one side or the other push towards the new daily range, depending on where the data set is coming into the end. Always happens. The algos are trading the math. They know where this stuff is at. Crypto. Yeah. But like the title of the stream, all right, we're just going to have to keep an eye on SPY to see what it's doing. But it's like, everybody's worried about the Bitcoin price. We know it doesn't matter, right? But what about returns? When it comes to Bitcoin, how is Bitcoin created? It's mined by algorithms on computers, right? What is that creating? It's creating a thing called a hash rate. You want to see something? This is hash rate gone wild. Hash rate gone wild. And now, if I remember correctly, go up here on the weekly. Guys, hello? If you know Bitcoin, you understand what you're looking at right now. You want to tell him, Yasha? Yasha loves it. Is he available? This is Bitcoin mining, right? This is a hash rate. All-time highs, man. What's that telling you? There is a lot of people mining Bitcoin right now. A lot of people. So what else is that telling you? Do you know the electric bills these facilities have? It's unreal. Each one of these miners is about 1,200 watts. 1,200 watts. These facilities have like 10, 20, 30,000 of these machines. If you know electricity, do you know what kind of electric bill that is? How do they pay their bills? They sell Bitcoin, right? So this, when you see this, is it good? Yeah, it is. All-time high hash rate. I mean, this thing is just hammering down. And if you look here, when hash rate goes down, right? When the hash rate's going down, look at the data sets, right? Look at the data set. Look at the hash rate drops, right? I mean, you've got miners. Miners at some point will sell off the Bitcoin they have mined. And that's when you get these pullbacks. You'll see a drop off in the hash rate. All kinds of things go into this. But considering that the hash rate's at an all-time high, there's a lot of people mining Bitcoin. Why? It's digital currency's the future. You can either jump on board or you can be in denial about it. Do I want that? Not really. I like my privacy. But am I going to battle against something that's inevitable and waste my energy on that? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just going to roll with the punches, man. So I've done my whole life. I'm going to do it with Bitcoin as well. So I'll be watching this hash rate, to be honest. Right now, I mean, like I just blew that up. I mean, that's why you always want to expand your indicators to really get a good view. And man, that is just woo crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hell of a move. Hell of a move. And that was, let's see here. Interesting. Keep an eye on it. If you don't know about hash rate, just research it. Research it. And of course, this is my correlation chart too. Right? And you can see most of the time, Bitcoin, more than traditional markets though. This is on a weekly? I mean, you can tell already, right? Negatively correlated with the dollar most of the time. It's all slope too. All right. So you're like, oh, wait, it's positively correlated. Yeah, right to there. It started getting positively correlated there. But then as soon as you start sloping back down, negative correlation. And if you put the other data, you put the dollar data set up here too. Make sure I'm not speaking out. I'm pretty sure I got it correlated. Yep, Dixie. Good. Slope back down. Right. Every one of these little slopes, you'll see it. But look at the daily. Proof's in the pudding. Bitcoin is negatively correlated more than often. But then you go back into early days of Bitcoin, wasn't the case, was it? There was more positive correlation. I mean, we're talking, this is back in, 2017. Where is it? October, September. There it is. September 2015. It's back here somewhere, right? This is where this bull run really started. Bitcoin was at about $250. Ran to 20K right there. We all know what happened next, right? We get to pull back. Here was that period of time where Bitcoin was at 6K, just going sideways, lost 50%. Boop, one more drop. That was the bottom, right? That was the bottom. Then everybody got excited here on the run up to 14,000 there. Then we slowly get another pullback, start the pump, and then the pandemic played out, right? The pandemic, yes, that's what I've called it. We won't say the real term. We don't want to piss anybody off, but that's exactly what it was. And now, years later, now do you all know? We all tried to tell you. Nobody wants to listen. Total pandemic. Look what they did to our economy. Okay, I'm back. No more venting. Gonna get us in trouble. Let's see here. Yeah, correlation. Figure it out. It's important. Correlation is very important. Gotta learn it. And as far as, SPY and Bitcoin, macro time frames, we're above the power mean band. I'm telling you, this is either going sideways. From here, or we're going to get pullbacks in these markets, right? SPY on the daily back down to about 402. Bitcoin, what was that number? Bitcoin down here at about, now if we're talking about 5-day, do I see Bitcoin going to 24K? Not really, man. The bull's in control. I'm more looking like on the daily on Bitcoin. 27 area. 27 area would make more sense to me. But this is why we take this day by day. Day by day. 100%. But let's not get this twisted though. The bulls are in control. This thing could go sideways, just wrecking leveraged traders. That's what this is. This is a steamroller right here. These last 3 days, and guarantee you, most of these people were on the wrong side of the trades. Why? Well, they're swing trading volatility, getting liquidated. That's what's happening. They're listening to too many of these YouTubers that are just, man, oh man, oh man. They are not providing any information that you should be taking in and putting towards the edge you're building. You need to block it out. And I'm saying that for us too. Do we got a good system? Yes. But if you are literally trying to build yourself an edge, first off, I can tell you, don't do it with lagging indicators. I'm not going to tell you how to do it or what to do it with, but this is why we stream. This is why we don't charge for education. We want people to learn this stuff, realize what they have at their fingertips here, because it's powerful and it's going to help you. But it's also geared to teaching you how to build an edge, how to use a workflow, and how to trade low time frame volatility. That's why I've had people before go, well, you said this, that, or another. I was like, what'd you do? What are you just selectively listening to like 5 seconds of something I say? Or are you listening to the whole stream? Right? They're not. Because if they listen to the whole stream, they would hear exactly what I just said. I'm not giving any macro predictions. I'm using a workflow to determine my bias trading low time frame volatility. People get that stuff twisted. You should really listen to more than 5-10 seconds of me just saying, well, I'm just saying Bitcoin is going to go to 27. But you're not hearing me. This is all math-based probabilities. Does it have to? No. Do I think this reverse wave trend on the daily is going to get tested here at some point? Yes. 100%. When? I don't know. Use a workflow. Figure it out. Could this be the start of it? Could be. But right now it's pulling back up above, right? Above the 9 log MA. Wicks keeps pulling back up. Could be shots across the bow. Could be happening. That's why you need the workflow. You need the workflow. And if you're in on a trade, in this dump right here, and you did not take profit, you did not take profit. That's Solana. Boy, it's bouncing. You're losing it. You're losing the narrative of what we're teaching here, right? This is a 95.4 Laplace distribution range. Second standard deviation. Where did the wicks go to? Right? Here was the new 4-hour candle where it opened up. Let's see here. First, second, third, fourth standard deviation. There was the fifth right here. All right. So Bitcoin finds support on that 4-hour. Do you know that that's a 0.9999 percentile range? There was literally not even a probability that this data set was going to close on this 4-hour candle below here. On a daily, 95.4% chance the daily candle does not close below this area. Look at the dollar. I'm telling you, man. I mean, this is exactly what I was looking for. And immediately when this market opened, just by looking at the VRE and how tight this range is, I know these are magnets for price action. I'm just waiting to see what happened with the dollar. This could run up here now. It really could. And in my opinion, from what I was seeing, I wasn't going to say at the time, but I would have probably front ran this, right? Probably with a 414, if not just the bottom side of the 68.3, the 413, quick profits indeed. But I am monitoring that position because I'm not going to lose any money. If it is, it's going to be a couple bucks, right? I'm going to lose a couple pennies. I'm not going to sit in it. Yep.
So I was working up and down the workflow, and I went all the way down to a 1 minute, a real micro level, right, for me. And I targeted the call at about 32 cents on I think it was a 414 I got. But right now I'm trying to flip back over to the, practice going back to the data. And I already made enough. I checked out of it already. But it just looked like to me, like looking down at that 1 minute, once I went up and down the ranges, that it was setting up an upward move no matter what. I mean, it just looked that way. Everything that I saw and it was about, what time frame was that? About 7 o'clock, whatever, just give it general. And so I already exited, but I'm just wondering, just as you get down to those lower time frame for entry points and exit points, and I move back over to get out, I just said, okay, good enough for that short-term trade. But looking at everything right now, if just reviewing it, going back up and down, it says that there's more. Just from my look, what do you think about that? Is that there's more to it over the next 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah. Well, see, here's where, whoops. Let's move this all the way up. There's where the outlier on the 15 minutes started. Right there. So when you're having an outlier on a time frame, it's telling you there's a 90, there is a second standard deviation, or not, let's just use probabilities. There's a 95.4%, right? There's a fat tail event in progress. That means you're going to get a 95.4% move or greater. That's what a fat tail is within the distribution. Right now on Bitcoin, on the 15-minute chart, that's at about 29,540. 29,540. When I say an outlier starts, right here, this is where the outlier. All right, you're having an outlier. Inside the variance turned pink for me. It's positively correlated. And what did I say that number was? 29,550. Let's see, 29,550. That is, let's see here, bottom side of the weekly. Yeah. So that if I'm doing Bitcoin, right? Boom, that's what I'm looking at. Let me flip this on SPY. Let's flip this on SPY. Boop. There we go. Interesting. Let me turn this back off. There it is. Yeah, not having an outlier yet. Not having an outlier. I mean, the variance from the previous move, right? I mean, you had a little bit of an outlier to the top side right here. Let me go down here. It's somewhere. 99, almost. I bet on the 6 minute, this thing's turning around, having a not starting. Variance is rising. It's positively correlated. Where's the outlier? Is there one yet? Yep, starting on the 3 minute from back here. Variance, I mean, slow rise. This thing is just boop, 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 boop. Let me see something. Let me get this low at. Yeah, no div. All the fishers are up. Random walk, right? So you come out pre-market trend, right? Trend. The predictor was telling you that trend. Another indicator. We've been trying to build this, green, red, smashy, right? What's the indicator say? Sell. What's it say? Buy. This is the closest one we have to the predictor. It's literally telling you right here, trend to the downside. Trend to the downside. Came out right here, right? Came out right here. But if you know how to use the volatility, all three lengths, grade, all three lengths of percentile, grade, the APPs, everything's peaked out at 100% right here. This is what we went back to before. So if I'm in a trade, dude, that was good profit. You're going to double your money probably. Bam, I'm out. Why? Because the volatility's telling me to take profit. It's not like in my head, I think I can squeeze a little more juice out of here. Wait, we're still having this outlier, and I don't care. The volatility's telling me to take my profit. I'm going to take my profit. Was it a good time to take profit on that down move? Absolutely. You've almost already lost half. Yeah, not half, but yeah, it's chipping away. These markets will take your profit from you. Indeed. Then we got the 3 minute. What do we got? The wave trend right here, 413.35. You bump up to the 15 minute. That's what I want to see. Like I said again, though, it's setting up hidden. Let's see where this 15 minute wave trend's at. Reverse wave trend. If you ever hear me say wave trend or Fisher, coming back up to test. This is getting ready to cross. Unless this data set gets up here really quick above like 413.5, maybe even up above the 33 here. Yeah, 413.5. This cross is going to happen. This could just be a checkup. But it's up there. What? 413.2. Look on the 33. Did this even drop outside? And that's what this system is so good at doing. Getting you entries by understanding the volatility and what's happening with the variance. Is there divergence getting ready to play out? What are the fishers doing? All right. This is a great system for doing what? Understanding where to take profits, number one. Because you've got all of these price action volatility ranges. You got all the distribution levels. Great places to take profit if you're scalping low time frame volatility. You start doing that alone and you just start taking quick little profits, you'll be surprised what happens to your P&L. All right, because most people's P&L is wrecked. We know this. We know this for a fact. It just the way people trade, man. They're emotionally attached to their trades. They don't take their profits. They don't limit their losses. Like we all know, you can win 9 out of 10, right? But if that 10th trade loses all the profit you made on the 9 before, what does it even matter? Your P&L could say, yeah, you won 9 out of 10 trades. Why didn't you make any money? Well, I sat in this position. I sat in this position and it got away from me. It happens to the best of them. Yes, it does. Hello. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah, the rocket icon. Oh, there, we got a head start on it today. 6. I was number 6. Interesting. Boop. So, yeah, we got back up above, though. SPY got back up above the support level. If it pulls back below it, you're probably going to see SPY's data set down here in the weekly. Depending on what the dollar does here. Depending on what the dollar. We know it's weak. We know it's weak. Let me see something real quick. I have a feeling it got a little bounce back a little bit. Yeah, it's up a little bit on the pound. Euro. Or no. It's up a little bit on the euro. Barely anything. Yeah, it's still, dude, Jesus. US dollar. Incredible. Freaking incredible. Thing is weak. Meanwhile, we're out. What a shit show we got going on in the world. What is happening? Can't we all just get along? We all do get along. Anybody that's been a world traveler knows this. Humans want to be nice to each other. Unfortunately, we have these idiots that are so-called in charge, these government officials that are just keeping the separation alive. They don't want us coming together. Yep, right back on politics. Bad boy. Good thing we don't have to worry about YouTube. Jesus. Because they definitely hate that kind of stuff. All right. So what's going to happen here? They're slow burn in the morning. All right. Anybody have any questions? Anything we want to look at? I know there's somebody out there. I know what Django wants to look at. Let me go to the whoops.
TPUSD.
Yeah, I wasn't even in the Alpha Voice chat. Let me see here. Good morning. Facts. Just looking through here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Let me trading crew. Boom. Happens the best of them. Yes, it does. Oil, gold. Yeah, you want to look at gold, huh? We can. Okay, I'll tell you what. And here's the gold pullback starting. Already talked about gold, right? Boop. I got a wick right down to, where do we want a daily? Wick right to the 2SD band. Let me see something here. Ooh. Interesting. Where's the 30 at on this bad boy? Okay, the 11's on. Where's the 30?
Excess.
Oh, interesting. Got the 30 length, right? It was heading for an intersection. I'm sure Yasha already saw this. And then, whoop, hello. Do I think gold's coming down? Yeah, I do. We talked about this the other day. I was even talking about, I think, 1950, right in there somewhere, even lower. Let me look at this 5-day. Noise! Noise! Hold on. Let me turn off the 30. Get a look here. Scale this down. Yeah, and this is getting a bad data feed here too, for whatever reason. Got the future means starting back here 5 candles ago. It's all good. That's what happens with some of these indicators. You just get bad data feed sometime. It's all good. So that's the 11. Boy, tried to get up above it. Now, but, right? So this new 5-day candle opened up above the 11 length. Then you turn off the 11, turn on the 30. Whew, wow. Yeah, to be honest, I am looking for this test. It's been a minute. Right? It's been a minute. And you're up here at the 2SD band. So do I see this coming back down? Yeah, I mean 1800. Well, that'll wreck. Oh, poor Peter. Peter Cottontail. Probably should take some profit on that stack of gold. What was the dragon's name that was protecting the stack of gold in The Hobbit? I can't remember. Whatever his name is, that's Peter Schiff. He's the dragon sitting on the pile of gold.
Smog.
Oh, yeah. Smog. I knew you'd know. Why did I know you'd know? Let's go down here on the 4-hour.
Clippy.
Here's the 4-hour. Let's let this power mean populate.
A little misconception.
Oh, good. Oil's pulling back. Maybe we see that at the pumps. Yeah, to be honest. Now look at the 4-hour, though. And this is the 30 length. You were literally down here at the 3SD band. I mean, eventually, what's going to happen here? Yeah. Gold hasn't bounced back up yet. I could see gold being up here. 4-hour, 2014. But that is the 30. Let me see something real quick. Let's see where the 11 is. Especially, this is good I did this. So, when it comes to the 11 length, right, you came up. You tested the power mean. You were at the 2SD band. You mean revert, right? You mean revert. And so now you got the support of the 11 below you. The 30's up here by the 30 power mean. Yeah, I can see gold up here at 2015 before anything else happens. So this is a 4-hour, and it does look like it's playing out. Now, that being said, the dollar gets down below this weekly, gold will be back up there easily at that 2015 marker. If dollar pumps here, though, you're going to see all these assets dump out. You will see another dump. There is no doubt about it. It is inside the weekly. It's bouncing, though. All right, and this is what this does. It's grabbing up liquidity, especially on this macro, on this weekly time frame. In this volatility range here. Yeah, there's liquidity here. There is liquidity. Just like you dump down below and it comes back up and checks, this could be loading up the bears, right? And boom, for a dump. But right here at the center, the bulls are waiting right here. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Let me see. Go down through these time frames here. Mean reversion. 3SD. Kept sliding down the 2SD band. Whoop! Just got back. Just got back on the 90. Where's the power mean, though? Let's see. Come on, baby. There it is. Yep, perfect. Almost got a wick right to it. Pretty much a test. Let's see if I can get through. Look what happened, though, on this 90-minute candle. What does 90-minute candle? A wick right to what? Here, I'll turn this off. We're just looking at the power mean. Look at the current candle on the 90-minute. It went up and hit 99.7 Laplace distribution range. Right? And there's the third standard deviation. So there's a 0.03% chance that on this 90-minute candle, gold closes above 1995. Right? 1995. 0.03% chance. It does not close above there. And if it comes a normal distribution, you're down here at 1994. Okay? Good year. Good year. I have a feeling I'm speaking to a lot of people that weren't even born then. which is good. We love young energy. Us old men. What was I doing in 94? Reeling from the military. That's what I was doing. Trying to get my shit together. Let's see here. Yeah, that was a perfect tap too, man. That wick went right to the 99.7 Laplace. So you come over here. You put this on the 90-minute. Whoop. Wait a minute. Gold. What's that gold? Yes. Get on gold. 90-minute. The distribution bands. You will see this wick right to the top of the distribution band. Let it populate. There it is. Boop. Right to the 99.7 Laplace. What usually happens then? We could get continuation. Need a new candle. Is what I'm talking current candles. Very low probability gold moves above this range. What we got up here on the 90? Got wave trend at about 2001. Do I think that's going to happen this candle? No, I don't. Because why? I'm going with the probabilities. This is what you learn over time. There is no doubt about it. That going with the probabilities is your best choice. It's math. Why would you take a 0.03% chance and go long here right now on gold? Why? Going to be a bad entry. Can it do it? Yeah, there's a very small probability. But I'm going with the real probability that's telling me there's a 99.7% chance it does not do it. You get a new candle here, by all means, run. But this current candle on the 90-minute, not happening. Not happening. Where's it at on the 4-hour? Let's see here. Let me throw this in 4-hour over here. It was making a run to the 1SD. Is it going to happen this 4-hour candle? Not during this 90-minute candle. It's not, because that's up at 2K. So it'll probably be next 4-hour candle. Probably next 4-hour candle. And we already looked on this time frame, right? We were down here. Let me put it up one more time. That was actually just mean reverting back. Was it on this time frame or the 30? Yeah, it was on the 30. Came back down. 3 SD band. So there is a. Do I think gold's moving its way back up here? And look at the number. Where's the mean reversion? 2014. All right. So do I think it's going there at some point? Yeah, I do. This is what this indicator tells you. When you get this far out away, you usually mean revert. It's all about probabilities and understanding these things. So yeah, gold. Gold. Try to come down to the daily, right? To the 30 power mean, 1950. It's not happening right now. Not happening right now. What else did you want? Let me go over here. Yeah, let's see if we can get a break at the pumps here. Let's look at crude. Oh, it's definitely coming back down. All right, you had this. Man, look at that gap up, right? You're up here. You're messing around. The second and third deviation band. Do I think this is coming all the way back down? Yeah, I do. At some point, $75 for sure. Puts us out on the 4-hour. Although here you go again. Yeah, and you down to the 3 SD band. No, it's coming. You're gonna get a reversal. It's all probabilities. Now we just got yeah. I mean, this 4-hour candle's been going a half hour, but look. Do I think it's going to mean revert right now? Not the probabilities tell me no, because look at the current candle, 99.7 Laplace. All right, look at the third standard deviation, 95.4 Laplace down here. Okay? There's only a 4.6% chance it gets back up above this 1 SD band on the downside right now. This current 4-hour candle, next 3.5 hours. You have to keep a watch. Oh, cool graphic. Yeah, there's smog. Smog the gold. GBP, gold, oil. Oh, yeah. You want to look at that Forex pair. We want to look how bad the dollar is. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad indeed. Let's go over here, though. Gold, yeah, boom. What'd that look like on the daily? Get that wick, too. Yeah, we still have not tested this. I'm telling you, man, gold's going to dip down into the lower 1900s again here at some point. You're back inside the power mean band. You're usually going to come and get this test before you get back up to the top side of it. So we are waiting. We are waiting indeed. Let me see here. Let's go to the Forex. So you want pound? You want euro or pound? Let me see. What'd you say first? Yeah, we'll go pound. Pound! Pound is pounding the dollar. Let's see here. Not for long, though. Not for long. Let's look at a 5-day. Yeah, you can see that's a 99 log MA right there. And the Fisher. This actually, look at the volatility. Look at the volatility. This is on a 5-day pound dollar. Interesting indeed. Starting to, right? It's not trending by any means, but the predictor flipped back here right when the data set started rising. This prediction model is pretty good. I'll have to go out on a limb and say that. Let's see, volatility though, crushed 981, crushed 525, crushed, and you got a contracting 2400. Let me see something real quick. Positively or negatively correlated.
Something people tend to overlook is the predictor model does not just tell you the
Positive
current prediction, it tells you the next prediction.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly powerful.
And
it's
yeah. So yeah, this 2400 is positively correlated. Coming down, contracting, positively correlated. You're usually going to see a data set start to walk down. The other two lengths, they are flat, zeros. So you're being patient here. But when you got the one saying down, this thing's probably getting ready to pull back. And look where the data set was at on the 5-day. Go to a 4-hour. See where this thing bounced to. It was probably checking up on the wave trend. Because I know this was probably outside. Maybe, let's see. A lot more volatility in freaking Forex these days. Yeah. Actually, topside the power mean band. Well, everything's tight here. Everything's really tight.
All running around as it is.
Yeah. Okay. Having an outlier right now. All right, having an outlier on the 4-hour. You poor dollar. And what off what? Hidden bull div. All the Fishers are up. Having an outlier. So down here on the 4-hour, volatility, low length, expanding, positively correlated. Top side. After you just had this pullback, 95 for Laplace right here on the current 4-hour candle. I'm sitting here doing the P dance, sitting down. You talk for a minute, Yasha, while I go see a man about a horse? What are you doing?
I'm actually on another call right now.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let me see here. Let's look at the 981. I bet it's positive too. Number 2, please. Yep. Okay. And you got the 2400 contracting. Woohoo! Dollar's in trouble. On this 4-hour, this thing's not done running. Here, I'll be right back. Warlord, you got anything to say? Talk, my friend.
Just go ahead, man. We'll keep it going.
Yeah, I was gonna maybe suggest if you put up a distribution code, the plus distribution code, put it on like 3x playback, and then you should be able to meet the man about a horse and be back in time before the cone finishes.
We're watching paint dry here today.
Sorry, Funk?
I said it's like watching paint dry here today in the S&Ps. It's just a slow grind. Slow grind.
Slow when they do fake outs. It's good.
I'm sorry.
Slow is when there's a lot of fake outs to catch, as
Yes,
you know.
there is. Yeah. I'm just in 2 and 3 point scalps on the futures, man. It's just, there's nothing more to it. It wants to break either way. Just don't you get the feel on a bigger play. Watching the 413s on the buys, 83 cents.
Goodness gracious. That was a heck of a horse. All right. And there she goes, running. Yeah, so on this 4-hour time frame, all these volatility reads, you're having an outlier. Where'd the outlier start? This thing's about to do some damage. Let me see something here. Let's turn off the UPM. Let's turn on Conage. Where are you? Let me go to the daily. What? Where are you? Oh, I got this so freaking... There she blows. Actually, so if this is on a 15-minute here, looky there. Just riding the inside of the 95.4 Laplace on this 15-minute move here. On the 15-minute move. That's what I'm looking for, though. To move this up. Let me see something. Let's populate on the 4-hour. There it is. There's where the outlier started. Not quite there. Let me make sure, though. Yep. And that's sometimes when you're just looking at outliers, you don't have to worry about starting on the first candle. Start where the outlier starts. Right? See what it's telling you. Power move, too, man. First it comes down. A little fake out, right? All the way to the 95.4 Laplace to the downside. Pulls back up to where? The mean. The mean of the projection. Get a wick right back down to where? The mean of the projection. Bouncing from there. Having an outlier. Telling you 95.4%. 1.24, almost 1.25 probably incoming. Especially when all three volatility lengths are telling you up. You're dropping out of a random walk. The predictors flip to the top side. You already had this clear out here, right? Even in Forex. All right. I mean, some of these Forex exchanges, dude, we're talking like they'll give you 500x leverage. If that's not the biggest red flag you ever saw in your life, I don't know. I can't help you. You think an exchange is going to give you that much money to trade with if they're not trying to liquidate you every chance they get? Yeah, leverage is poison, man. I don't care what market you use it in, but leverage is for non-volatile markets. Well, Forex is kicking up a notch these days. It's not so non-volatile anymore, is it? Got to be careful. Got to be careful. Guarantee you. Liquidations right there. People are over leveraged. This is a 4-hour. You get a 95.4% Laplace move to the downside, you can guarantee you that snatched some people. Snatched some people's souls. And if so what happens when you get down here? What if they're like, okay, finally, now the dollar's going to take now the dollar's going to get back on top, and they go short down here at the bottom of the 95.4 Laplace. All right, mistake. We know this because of probabilities. Just like if this move gets up here on this 4-hour candle, are you taking profit? Hell yeah, you're taking profit. How much time's left on this? 2 hours and 20 minutes. All right, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Crazy. Got a little time. That's why. Let's be honest. If I'm going down through the time frames, I'm in and out. I'm out of that trade. I'm already taking profit. I'm probably back in another one. I'm probably back in another one, because the farther you drop down in here, you're probably going to see Entropy trending like that. So is this move over? No, man, not even close. You can even throw. Let's slide this out to the beginning of this projection. We're not looking at the start outliers. I'm looking at, so a longer projection was the 95 for Laplace. Okay, we're up here. We're at 125. This is a 33 minute, right? I was looking at the 4-hour outlier. The 4-hour outlier was going to stop at 125. The 33 minute projection from this data set reversal here is where? 125. A couple pennies below. A couple tenths of a cent below. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And there was that, that 4-hour candle we showed, the pullback, where I'm like, yep, you think they got liquidated there? Of course. Look, right here, they're going for it. They're going for it right here. You got people coming in late into the session trading this. Okay, it's bullish. Let's go. Wrecked. Let's see. Let's go back here. Why we don't get wrecked. You understand? You don't go long here. You do not go long here. And this is to both sides. Look at this. Look at this wick. Look at this thing pull back. So this candle shoots up past the 99.7 Laplace, but pulls back inside. Or that's the 99.99. My bad. I forgot I added an extra one here. Here's the 99.7. God, this is even more why you don't buy tops. It pulls back inside the 95 for Laplace. When you're out here, 95.4% chance during that current candle, this thing would pull back to that area. And it did. You see how this is just wrecking people? And then, so it pulls all the way back to there. Then you get continuation to the bottom side of the 95 for Laplace. And it pulls back up and then just runs outside the distribution. There was literally a 0.00001% chance this was going to close up here. What is that telling you? That's telling you this. That's telling you this was about to happen. And did it come back? Right to the bottom side. A wick perfectly to the bottom side of the 68.3. And then you try to go below it, right? It had nothing to do with it there. Here's where it closed, right? But this is just one time frame. One time frame. I'm not using this projection still here anymore. And look at this projection to the downside. Let's see where this went. Same thing. So you got back-to-back moves, almost 0.9999% moves. Crazy. Top side, then the downside. Now we've got this move happening on the 33. Here you go. Got room to run. Room to run. It's been on a nice cook, though. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just giving examples of how we use this projection, boss. And you can go to any time frame and look at these moves. All right? You can go to any time frame and look at these moves and see why you get these data, you get these reversals. It's all probabilities. It's all probability. That's like one of the funnest to trade. Was back in the day. Where most Forex pairs move, it's like watching grass grow. Not anymore, man. Not anymore. And let's see, on the 15 minute, let me turn that back on. Let's go. Yeah, are we going to reject off the 95.4 on the 15 minute here? Sure could. Then what would I be looking for? Well, you're looking at distribution levels on this projection. Right? Back here on the top side of the 68.3 Laplace, probably. All right. I'm about to wrap this up. Let's see. Anybody got a request? What to look at here? Let me go back over here. Let's see what's happening.
How about Mo?
There we go. There's SPY getting back up in the 68.3. But right now, right, you got the dollar. Got the dollar trying to get back up above here. This thing, you do got the daily range above the weekly. This dollar can run. This dollar can definitely run. So if I'm in this move pre-market, right, and I bought a call, look at what it got up to. I was talking 414, so it got up to 413.60. That was a good profit. I was taking profit there, no doubt. Especially got back up inside the 68.3. Yeah, No brainer. Especially when you see this happening over here. See the dollar finding some support here in the center of the weekly. There was no reason not to take that profit. It was there. There's no doubt about that. Jeff, let's see if there's any data sets really moving here. VIX back down, right? It was up to like 17.5 or something, and just fell off again. Intraday's up a little bit.
Netflix is moving it. It earnings, I think.
There's natural gas dumping below 7 again. Poor natural gas. What did you say is doing what?
I said Netflix is moving. I think they had earnings last night.
Yeah, they did. Let me see. And I didn't get in a Netflix earnings play. Let me see something real quick. Oh yeah. Boy, oh boy. That's what I was even thinking too. And didn't do it. You guys, you see all the wicks? And I was looking at this yesterday, and I almost put in like a 2-day expiration trade on this because it was almost a no-brainer what was going to happen here. We don't need the earnings to tell us, right? We were rejecting off the top side of the monthly, right? Rejecting off the top side of the monthly, going into earnings. And then look what happened pre-market. Crazy. Below the center, right? Below the center. So you gap down below the center. Let me see. Gap up. You gap down below the center. Go up and test the monthly and then just dump out all the way, look, wick, to the bottom side of the monthly. Then it bounced from there. But you're at a second standard deviation on the daily. Look at the wicks right back up into the center of the monthly range to the dollar. 3 of them. Down to the bottom, then up. A wick to the center. Wick to the center. Now it's under the third resistance level for the daily volatility range that I might add is super tight on Netflix. Super tight coming into earnings. You're just waiting 2 days in a row. Boom. Then you get the earnings play. Whoop. Right to the downside of the bottom of the monthly. What a good play. What a good play. Now you're rejecting off the center. Crazy. This thing could dump out. Which I'm not a huge fan. Do I use it? Yeah. But like most people. Am I the administrator of the account, or am I using somebody else's? Like most people. We're using somebody else's. Funny. Funny. Let's see. Thank you, brother. I was the last computer. Hey, I see you're short a computer on your Netflix account. May I jump in? What's he going to do? Say no? Hell no, I'm his older brother. Let's go. Who looks 10 years older than me. That's what's great. Everybody thinks I'm the younger brother. I love it. Keep thinking it. Let him make all the family decisions. I'll just sit back, chill. My little woods retreat. Okay, last call for alcohol. What do we want to look at? One more juicy little asset. I mean, Netflix by far was definitely leading from what I see. Bonds. What are the futures doing? Down. Let me see here. Let me go over to crypto real quick. See if anything is. Woof. Oh, God, that's the shorts. Of course it is. Now, that's what's funny, too, man. At least when I see the shorts drop off, right? They're down 18% on Bitfinex. Hey, did people... Whoa, wait a minute. Where's my Bitcoin read? Let me get back up here. Boop. There it is. Some people took some profits. Usually when you see a move like this down at the bottom, and you can put up the short chart next to the data set, usually, I mean, maybe people are getting smarter. Usually you see the shorts start piling on at a 95.4% range on the daily. You'll see people adding shorts on. Does Alpha Traders add shorts on down here? No, you don't. You don't short a 95.4% distribution level. You just don't. Unless you want to go with that probability, that 4.6% probability that this daily is going to just continue down through here today. I'm out. I took my profit, right? Now I'm waiting. Especially if that's how I'm trading it, right? Now I'm waiting. Now I'm waiting to see this thing play out. Let's see here. Anything really getting crushed? AVAX, Band. Yeah, because they were all up yesterday. Those were all the big gainers yesterday. Of course, they're down now. Bonk. Bye, bonk. Today, down 10%. Yeah, everything's down. Aptos. What did I tell you yesterday, though, Django? I told you it was going to pull back. But obviously, crypto runs with crypto. We know that. That's why, man, you can't get out on an island with one asset. You have to remember that everything's going to follow Bitcoin right now. Everything. There's no market cap, right? There's no market cap. 1.19 trillion. That thing gets up around in between 5 and 10 trillion. You might see a little separation, right? You might see things take on a life of their own. Not right now, though. It's just not going to happen. We know how these markets work in crypto. We do know. And lately, Bitcoin's been pumping. And when it has a little pullback or goes sideways, what's been happening? Been flowing into alts. We know how bull markets start. Eerily reminiscent of a bull market starting. Or has it started? I've been talking about Bitcoin since the lows at 15.5. Literally saying, hey, this is probably the low. Looking at the RMLR and stuff. Was it? Yes. 100% move. Pretty good. But that's crypto in a nutshell, right? It does that. It does that indeed. Let's see. So yeah, we're just going to have to watch these markets today. But right now on Bitcoin, setting up hidden bear. Setting up hidden bear on a lot of time frames. The dollar came down, checked up on the center of the weekly range, right? Bull's waiting here. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Can it get above the daily? It already has a couple times. It got by the first standard deviation. Got by the first standard deviation on the daily, but then just as soon pre-market traditional, whoop, dollar sells off. Dollar sells off. Indeed. Which so you would be looking like, okay, well, we got the dollar sell off, right? You would think that SPY especially would have just continued dumping down into the weekly. It didn't. It literally rose with this dollar, but now it's starting to pull back. Crypto will too. If the dollar finds strength, it starts closing 15-minute candles above the top side of the daily range, you're probably it's just gathering liquidity right here. Just like it did last time. And then whoop, right back up over. Found support on the first resistance level on the daily, then went to the daily high. Then it pulled back to the weekly range. This is going to be a magnet. This data set has got to separate itself by quite some distance for this not to be reacquired. You can see it time after time after time after time again. That's why we have these ranges set up. Especially when you're up here looking, let's see on the dollar, the 15, let's go. Just real quick. We haven't even looked at a dollar chart. I'm just spitting. Let's turn this off. Bye-bye. Do I even need to say anything? Look at the div. Look when the returns oscillator crosses zero mean. Was it positively correlated? Yes. Sure was. Did we get a move down? Sure did. Sure did. Bear div right there on the 15. Started to pull back. Had an outlier right here. Continue the move. Look at the return. Look at the z-score of returns. Started an outlier way up here. Ran it all the way to the 99% confidence interval. No doubt this thing's bouncing. Why? Did that bear div play out? Sure did. Did it continue down while the returns oscillator was going up? Yes. Do you understand when this happens? Here's what you need to understand with the returns oscillator. Returns were heading back to the top side. The dollar data set was continuing to the downside. Without even blinking, you know what's going on. This thing's setting up bull div. Is what likely is going to happen is exactly what happened. You got back up above the zero mean and then set a higher low, and then you get the bull div. All right, then you get a bull div pop here. It's positively correlated right now too. It wasn't at first. It was negatively correlated. That's why you're getting a big candle now. Not that it's massive, but look, it's positively correlated. And back here, utilities expanding, positively correlated. Where the down move, right? Contraction, positively correlated. Ebb and flows into expansion, negatively correlated. It's all about the correlation breaks. Now you're back up above the zero threshold. It's positively correlated, expanding. All these are probably positive. Let's look. This is only on a 15-minute. But I'm interested to see if they're all positively correlated. Two for two. All right. 2400 is negatively correlated, which is okay. It's a longer length. You got the lower two saying up. What's happening with the data set? Look here on the 15-minute candle, though. Wait a minute. Get back to one. Boop. So on this current 15-minute candle, you're at the 95 for Laplace right now. You close this candle above the 95 for Laplace, chances are the next 15-minute candle's probably going to run. I mean, you got a 4.6% chance it does, though. So if I'm in this scalp on the dollar right now, am I out? Am I taking profit? I did. I already took profit. 100%. 100%. Even though I see this div and stuff, it's a no-brainer. Look at the volatility. Is grade peaking out up here at 100% with the 525? Yes. Take your profit. Take your profit. That's why I have this such a low length. There's some people that use a 416. 416, though, in my opinion, good for a 1 minute. I would not be using it up here on a 15. I like the 525, but if you drop down and you're trading a 1 minute, look, if you can't trade the 15-minute, if you can't get into a workflow on the 15-minute and get in and out of trades and you're in profit, you're not losing money, don't even try to go down here. This is what you slowly work your way down trading through these time frames. Because if you think things are happening fast on the 15-minute, wait till you get to the 1 minute. You're literally nonstop working. If you're on the 1 minute, you're taking $50, $75, $100 scalps in Bitcoin. And hopefully you've, without leverage, built your account up to 1 Bitcoin, maybe 2 Bitcoins. So if your bias is to the top side, risk is on. How many of those quick little $50, $75, $100 moves a day do you think you can get with Bitcoin if you understand the VEPS and you're trading low time frames? 10, 20? Anywhere in between $50 and $100 profit if you're trading with 1 Bitcoin? That adds up quick. We're talking $500,000 days. Just having fun, reading the VEPS, in and out of 10 trades, boom, you're off to the driving range. You're ready for your 2 o'clock tea time. Yes, it's what life's all about. Trading the markets and going to golfing. Taking those profits, going out there and working, putting in work on the golf course. That's where I gamble. I don't go to the casino. I go to the golf course and gamble. My odds are way better. You're in control of your game, right? I'm not worrying about who I'm playing against. I'm worried about my game. That's all I'm worried about. When you're in the casino, especially you go play blackjack, that's why. If I go, my brother, good blackjack player. Why is he a good blackjack player? Number one, he looks for high limit tables. He'll go into the high limit immediately. And then he searches out single deck, 2 deck, right? Nobody at the table. And then he'll play 2 or 3 hands. His 2 or 3 hands against the dealer, and he knows how to play blackjack. Dude, he does not lose. I don't think he's paid for a vacation to Vegas in 20 years. He usually comes home with a ton of cash and pays for the whole vacation for the whole family. Yep, you don't see him the whole time, which is fine. He's at the table till 5 a.m. and then sleeps at 2 in the afternoon. But hey, it's all good. Pay for it all, Billy. Let's see here. But yeah, that's where I gamble. I gamble on the golf course, where I'm more sure of myself. I know who I'm playing. There's always odds though, right? Everybody always wants strokes. Everybody always wants strokes. Oh, no problem. I'll give you some strokes. Give you a little false sense of security. Watch you pound your drive. It's okay. I'm not a super long driver anymore, but I hit it straight and I putt very well. It's all about hitting greens. Now we're into golf. Like how I'm finishing this stream up. Everything boils back down to golf. Golf, 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 golf. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. Everybody's heard me ramble on enough. I want to thank everybody, the continued support in the Alpha Trading Discord, coming in every day, learning the VEPS. And like I said before, if you want to accelerate your learning, use the replay tool on TradingView. You really want to see how an indicator works. Put up a data set in one of these indicators, go down to a 1 minute time frame and replay moves and watch the magic happen. Do that with each individual indicator, because you want to see how each individual one is responding to the data set, or is the data set responding to the indicator. You'll figure out real quick when you're using returns indicators that it's the data set responding to the indicator, not indicators responding to a data set because you're using lagging stuff. Excuse me, hiccuping. So yeah, like I said, one indicator at a time. See how that indicator is. See how the data sets are responding to the returns indicators. Then put it all together and watch the magic. You're not going to see it in traditional TA because none of that stuff works together. It's a clown show. It really is. And I was part of it at one time. So I'm allowed to say that. It's not like I came out of the womb trading the VEPS. No, I traded traditional TA. I actually, in the end times of that, I was using a lot of volatility. The volatility metrics I had at hand, which is definitely not the best, but I was using Bollinger Bands and, all kinds of fun stuff like that. It was all numbers too. It was all my number philosophy. It was helping me win trades and taking profit, right? And taking profit. That's why. If you're trading, we're not bashing people. If you're trading traditional TA and you're making money, I guarantee it's because you're taking your profit, you're not taking losses, right? And you're not emotionally attached. I'm not saying you can't make money doing it. I'm just saying there is a better way, a much better way to trade these markets. So that being said, again, if you're watching in the Discord, we appreciate you. YouTube, Twitch, on TradingView. If you are watching on TradingView, hit the rocket icon. Help this video get out there to other traders. That's why we are here. This is where the traders are. That's why we're using this as our base platform to stream from. And with all that being said, wherever you live at on this big, beautiful blue marble, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening. We will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alpha Trading out.